Now, I know that this is completely unrelated to the story that I'm about to tell you guys about, but let me just say this first. So, I happened to be thirsty one day recently, and I moseyed on over to Delicious's Instagram page, and I clicked on this picture of her big old booty, and lo and behold, it wasn't just a picture, it was a video. And in the video, it was a clip of a YouTube video that I made about her. This is about posted like 5 weeks ago. I ended up posting a link to it on my blog, for the record. So this is, like what I'm saying is the truth here. She posted a clip of my video on her Instagram asking who the hell I was. Because I had made a video about, what was it, her and Stevie J dating. I was being thirsty in the video and stuff. And some people said in the comment section who I was. Well, shout out to the people who were talking shit in that comment section. I read what the fuck y'all said. Just for the record, I saw what you motherfuckers said now. So don't be fucking around. Meet motherfucking magazine. Don't get me pissed off. You might be thinking to yourself, well, what is he going to do about it? I'm not going to do shit. I just want to say, don't be fucking pissing me off. Just to sound authoritative. Anyway, back to this story, because I'm just wilding out at this point. But basically, some shit went down where Delicious and the booty were supposed to show up for an event that she showed up late for. And the promoter, I guess, was pretty mad at her and wanted to blast her on social media. So I'm going to read to you what they had to say about everything. Delicious said, #Fayetteville, North Carolina. I love you. Heart emoji. Now, I left my previous post up for hours and I did not block nor delete one negative comment because I wanted to let the family and close friends of the lying ass, whack ass promoter get their bullshit out. Now that they are finished, I want to see the comments from previous posters that I've worked for over the course of 10 years make negative comments. They haven't. And they won't, because I do this for a living and I don't have time to waste nor money to lose not showing up or showing up late. The problem is this whack ass promoter threw a whack ass party that only his family and friends showed up for, and he decided he wanted to find issues with the talent in order to stiff the talent and not pay. Not to mention he had no money to pay me the balance. If this was how I got down, I would not be booked every weekend for the past several years. I consistently rock out parties, period. I look good. I concur. I look good and I go all out for the party goers. Even your stepfather, who you hired as our driver instead of an actual company, said you were wrong and unprofessional and bit off more than you could chew. When you realized you didn't have all the balance, your whole ass left me sitting outside in the vehicle for over 30 minutes creating issues with my manager so that you could eventually say, fuck it, it's too late to pay. Face it, homie, you did some fuck shit, but karma is king. Good luck, and stop tagging your personal friends to harass my page. You look petty, and they ass is getting blocked. Damn. So here's what Money Making Mitch himself had to say about it. He said, here you go. Club closed at 2:30 a.m. on contract. Delicious show up at 2:15 a.m. She was paid $4,000 up front to make sure she arrived with enough time to bless the people with her face and booty. Pause the story right there. He sounds like me. Anyway, back to the story. To be exact, she was supposed to host for an hour starting 1 a.m. By 1:50, everybody leaving the club figuring she not coming. So yeah, she pulls up at 2:15 demanding her back end $1,500 to enter the club and show her face. I felt like she disrespected the city and my business partners, but my people tried to work it out with her and have her take less since she breached the contract. She said she didn't care about none of that. She wanted her money. We paid for a early flight and she changed the shit to a later flight that landed her in Raleigh at 12, then got to the club 2 hours later. I'm not sure if I made the right move not paying the lady the rest of the money, but I'm all about my respect. I apologize for the letdown, but we done brought celebrities out to this point and she was the cheapest. Good night. He also goes on to say, it's all good. You know what really went down was no issue with bread. You showed up after 2 a.m. when club ended at 3 a.m. Contract stated you need to be there for an hour. You sent us a video drop for Cameo Charlotte, but couldn't send one when it was time to come to Fayetteville. If you ain't want to come and was gonna treat the city like trash, you shouldn't have take that $3,500 up front. You probably delete this though, and I'm Gucci with that. At downtown_lady, at hitsmack, at PYT Ty J. And finally, Pretty Fucking Bad had the following to say. Bitch, first of all, we paid you $3,500 up front. Your flight was booked at 6 p.m. You changed your flight and arrived in Raleigh at 11:52 p.m. Remind you, the driver was my family. You didn't arrive at the club until 2 a.m. The club ended at 2:30 a.m., but you expected your back end pay of $1,500. On top of that, you didn't want to compromise with half of the remainder. You don't give a fuck about your fans. At I Am Delicious, at So Loyal T2G, at So Loyal 910, at Money Making Mitch. She also goes on to say, business is business. My lawyer will handle the rest. At I Am Delicious. She says she's going to bring the lawyers into it, Jesus. Now that's just terrible. Now, if it was me, I may sound like a simp right now, but I bet it costs a lot to feed that big booty. Even if she gypped me, I would say, Delicious, you go ahead and take that $1,500, girl. I know that it costs a lot to feed that hungry booty. You know, so I would just, I would just leave it at that. I'll say we even, But here's the thing, man. I hate to sound like a dick, but let's be real here. All this controversy wasn't about her being late for the club, as in she wasn't there at all. She was there. It's just that the ass is so big that she was there, but the booty wasn't there yet. That's what the issue was, Jesus. See, she was walking in the door when the ass was still in the car. It took her about 30 minutes to an hour to get the ass in the building, and that's what caused the issue. Now, I'm not Delicious attorney, lawyer, or whatever, and I don't even know the difference between a lawyer and attorney because I'm stupid as fuck, but I will say this. If I were to defend her, I would ask her, I would say, is it okay if you get another lawyer to defend you? And she would say, well, why? And I would say, because I just want to defend the ass. Now, the ass is a separate entity, and that's what people were leaving out of the conversation. They're like, well, actually, the brother did bring that up. He did say that, she was supposed to come through and bless the people with her face and booty. In other words, as if they're two separate entities. You see, her face is a part of her. Now, that ass is a whole nother person. People need to take into consideration the fact that the ass may have arrived separately, which is what I'm thinking. That the ass was in a cab and she was in the car with the family member who was the driver, and the ass was late, but she wasn't. And that's all that it was. Now, I'm not trying to say that I blame the ass. It's not the ass's fault, because she can't help that she's that fat, Like, we need to be sympathetic to that ass. Like, if I could, I would give her a hug. I'll be like, look, Delicious's ass, I understand your plight. It must be hard out there for an ass like you in this world where everybody loves ass, and you happen to be the most loved ass in America. They put you through all of the stress. Everybody wants to see you. They try to bring you out everywhere. You've been overworked and underpaid. They can never pay you enough for the service that you provide. And we appreciate you. And that's what I would tell the ass. I mean, if I could talk to it, like I'm looking at it on the screen right now while I'm talking, like sincerely speaking to that. Like, I understand the ass's plight. The ass missed the flight. That's what happened. Delicious was on that first motherfucking flight. The ass was on that second flight. She was there before the time. That's just how I imagine things. But anyways, this is all my stupid opinion. What's yours? Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine. Don't blame her, blame the ass. I mean, don't blame the ass either. Meat Magazine. Booty Meat Magazine with that much meat. Man, I gotta go. Let me stop being stupid.